Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. So today I wanted to talk to you about the PokeRadar. Now most of you know that the PokeRadar was a key shiny hunting method back in the original Diamond and Pearl games, and it does make its return in Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. However, there are some changes to the radar that make it significantly different from the original games. Some of the changes in BDSP are the shaking grass patches always stay visibly shaking so you don't have to remember where to go, and edge tiles are now safe. However, these new benefits do come with a drawback, as now when you encounter a tile that is 4 or more away from you and you catch the Pokemon, there is a 93% chance that your chain will continue, which means there is a 7% chance that your chain will break. Now that might seem pretty good, you know, 93% chance, like that seems pretty high. But when you have to chain the same Pokemon 40 times to get the best shiny odds, that's a lot of times to avoid that 7% window. And I believe the math was done, this was floating around Twitter, and a few people had mentioned this in my stream chat, that only about 1 in 18 chains will make it to 40 because of the 7% chance for your chain to break. That is a lot of broken chains. So today what I want to do is I want to propose an alternative method to using the radar for shiny hunting. This is something that I call full odds PokeRadar. Now what exactly is full odds PokeRadar? It's essentially just using the PokeRadar without a chain, because if you don't have an active chain, you can't break it. So today what we're going to do is we are going to dive into some of the specifics behind full odds PokeRadar. What are the rates for getting a shiny? How long will it take you to possibly see shiny grass on a zero chain? All of that cool stuff. Before we dive in, I would like to quickly remind everyone that I do live stream over at twitch.tv/Rynut926. The link to my Twitch channel can be found in the description box down below. Feel free to come by and check us out for a live stream. We do lots of shiny hunting and other Pokemon related content. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the thumbs up button and consider subscribing as well. So let's dive into some of the specifics behind full odds PokeRadar. Now, in order to obtain the PokeRadar, if you don't have it yet, you do have to complete the Sinnoh Dex, and you have to obtain the national mode for your Pokedex. In order to do that, you just have to see all 150 Pokemon in the Sinnoh Dex. You don't actually have to catch all 150 of them. This can be done on one copy of the game, because there are ways to obtain all of the Dex entries and to see all of the Pokemon in one copy of the game, including the other box art legendary. And that's all you have to do. After you've done that, you just go speak to Professor Rowan and he will give you the PokeRadar and the national mode at the same time. So you've obtained the radar and you want to get into some full odds radar hunting. So it's very, very simple. Because you don't build up a chain, you just go into a patch of grass, use the PokeRadar. If you don't see any shiny patches, you take 50 steps, reset the radar, and ping again. And you literally just keep on doing that until you see shiny grass. Now, you can see shiny grass when you have a zero chain. I have done it. I did this method earlier this week from the time I'm recording this video on my stream. I'll actually play the portion of the clip now where I did find full odds shiny grass with a zero chain. Oh my gosh! Oh! So there, as you can see, it is definitely possible to obtain shiny grass when you don't have an active chain. Now, the odds for seeing shiny grass when you don't have a chain is 1 in 4,096 for each patch of grass. So that effectively means that whenever you ping the radar with a zero chain, every radar ping is about a 1 in 1,024 chance to produce shiny grass. Now, that is actually pretty decent. And you can actually get encounters faster by, taking 50 steps and pinging the radar. That process is a shorter amount of time than doing wild encounters. And wild encounters in Gens 6, 7, and 8 with the shiny charm were 1 in 1365. So right here, this kind of already gives you better overall odds than what the shiny charm would give these games if the shiny charm affected wild encounters. Before recording this video, I sat down and timed how many radar pings I could get in 1 minute. This number might sound surprising, but something to keep in mind is that this number that I'm about to show you is 100% focused on the game, super optimal speed, no other distractions. So this is basically like the most amount of encounters you can get per hour at like the most optimal speeds. It's probably going to be a little bit less when you factor in distractions, or, if you're a streamer and you're interacting with your chat, that kind of a thing. In the span of 1 minute, I was able to ping the radar 8 times. Now, because each time you ping the radar, you get 4 patches of shaking grass, that basically gave me 32 shaking patches of grass per minute, which is crazy. Multiply that by 60, you get 1,920 shaking patches of grass per hour. Again, that is the most optimal speed. So if you are purely focused on this, it will only take you just over 2 hours to hit full odds, which is actually insane. It's very, very quick, and because you're not dealing with a chain, you don't have to deal with the frustrations of the chain breaking and then resetting your game to get your materials back. It's really kind of nice. A couple of other cool things to keep in mind by doing radar this way. One, you don't have to spend money on Pokeballs, because remember, when you do the radar chaining, you have to catch the Pokemon to give you the best opportunity of your chain continuing. And for Pokemon that can be easy to catch, it's not that big of a deal. But if you want to chain stuff later on in the game that's a higher level or harder to catch, like Larvitar or Bagon, you're going to be using a lot of Pokeballs there. If they don't take the initial Quick Ball, you're going to be spending probably a few Ultra Balls on each catch. And that's a lot of money to use, and a lot of time spent trying to catch those Pokemon. When you do Full Odds Radar, you don't have to worry about catching anything, so you don't have to worry about the time or cost of Pokeballs. Another cool thing, if you go for 30 minutes and you don't get a shiny, you can just soft reset your game and get all of your repels back. And then you can just keep, doing that, so you're not wasting all this money on repels. And finally, one of the coolest things about doing radar this way is that you won't know what your shiny is. Because whenever you have any chain on the radar, even if it's just a chain of one, every patch of grass is guaranteed to be your target. But when you have a 0 chain, the shaking patches of grass are random. It's random between the route encounters and the radar exclusive encounter. So that means when you get a shiny patch on a chain of 0, it's a mystery shiny. And to me, that's one of the most exciting things about doing radar this way. It kind of combines random encounters with the radar, and it kind of makes it feel like Hordes from Gen 6, because you're seeing 4 shaking patches of grass every radar ping or every encounter. You see 4, and Hordes was one of my favorite methods to hunt in Gen 6. So the fact that we can do radar like this and can just ignore the chain kind of makes it feel like Hordes again. So I'm gonna play you the second half of the clip from my Full Odds Radar shiny that I started to show you earlier, and we'll get to see what my random, no chain, Full Odds Radar shiny was. Oh, I got it! It's Shinx! It did end up being Shinx, and I was very, very happy about that. Shinx was the one that I wanted. I was kind of thinking I was going to see Sentret, but I was very, very happy that it ended up being Shinx in the end. One quick tip I would like to give you in order to maximize the efficiency when it comes to the PokeRadar is have the PokeRadar be the only key item registered. When you only have one key item registered, you don't have to push the direction on the D-pad when you push the plus button. If you just have the PokeRadar registered, pushing the plus button will just activate the radar. So it makes it go much, much faster, and that is how I was able to get 8 radar pings per minute. And that is going to do it for this video. Thank you everybody so much for watching. I really, really appreciate it. Obviously, yes, you can still use the chaining method with the radar. That is obviously how it's intended to be used, but I enjoy doing the radar this way. I think it's a fun alternative to the folks that are experiencing frustrations with your chains breaking. If this is a way that you would like to use the radar and you do decide to shiny hunt with this, please let me know in the comments down below what you do end up getting as your random Full Odds Radar shinies. I would love to go through and see all of the different shinies that you all are getting. If you did enjoy this video, please make sure that you hit the thumbs up button down below, and also consider subscribing if you are new. That all really, really helps me out. Thank you everybody so much for watching. Take care, and we'll see you in the next one.